Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and this is Inside Veterans Affairs. Tonight, I will not be joined by Belinda. She is ill. I think she sat too close to the computer when we were talking, and she caught whatever bug I had. So it'll be just me. You'll just have to deal with this smiling, happy, glowing face for the evening. And I'm guessing that my notifications have not gone out because I am completely and totally alone right now. But on this show tonight, I've got some interesting headlines. We're going to be talking a little bit about what's going on for tomorrow's events for the festivities of Veterans Day. Also, want to say happy birthday to the Marines. You guys rock. And uh, if you can't make it in the Army, you can always go to the Marines. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. Just kidding. Really, love the Marines. You guys are doing great. Another year older, and you guys definitely are first in, last out. So it's a good deal. But anyhow, so got some headlines from the Intergovernmental Affairs, and I'm still fascinated that I have nobody in the chat yet. But at least I'm not showing anybody in the chat. Wonder why it wouldn't show me, but apparently my chat is working. I'm gonna refresh real. I'm back. Okay, I had to refresh. Couldn't see anybody in my chat. Felt so lonely and scared, and didn't know if anybody was here. Apparently, I got a few people. I got R-rated conservative. Good to see you, brother. Patty Toothwaite. Dangerous Freedom. I knew you'd be here. CLC's here. Lynn is here. Stony Stone, what's happening, brother? And let's see. Eldon, welcome, welcome. Also, Margot's up here. And Wilman, too. All right. We do have a full house in here. So, it was so scary and dark and all that with me sitting here all by myself. My chat wasn't working or anything. But I made it. I'm back through the other side. But anyway, if you have just missed the first part, Belinda is ill. She apparently got whatever bug is traveling by way of computer, and she will not be with us this evening. I hope she gets better quickly. Whatever I had last week, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. And apparently, she didn't get the memo because she decided she wanted to check it out. So, anyway, that really bites. So, welcome everybody, and let's get into a few of these headlines. All right, yay, good, all right. Yeah. In the Intergovernmental Affairs, the VA celebrates National Family Caregivers Month. So, apparently, they're going to be recognizing the family members that devote all their time, or a lot of their time, to taking care of veterans. 5.5 million family members are affected by it. So, recognition is good. All 4 VA female leaders recognized for influence in health IT. 4 senior leaders from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs were among more than 30 women honored by Fed Health IT magazine during an award ceremony October 30th at the Leading for Impact Women in Leadership Conference in Arlington, Virginia. So, yeah, I mean, the the women that deal with the VA are in a smaller number, but they are very important, and they, it is necessary to recognize people when they do put an effort forward. It says VA equips 200,000 veterans with life-saving naloxone. Naloxone, I guess, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Opioid Overdose Education and Naloxone Distribution Program announced that from May 2014 to September 2019, the program issued naloxone, a medication used to block the effects of a potential fatal opioid overdose to more than 200,000 veterans. So that's a good thing. And my chat is still not moving, so may not have an opportunity to do a lot of interaction tonight if it's not going to cooperate. It says veterans can now access information through health records on iPhone. Yeah, let's put some more stuff out there on the computer that can be hacked and misused. Maybe that's just the cynic in me, but I think paperwork is safer. In honor of Veterans Month this November, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is rolling out nationwide access for veterans to their VA health data alongside their health records from other healthcare providers in one place in the health records section of the health app for their iPhone. We'll see. I think that technology is going to be the death of us, but that's my thing. Let's see. The VA Innovators Network enlists FedTech to help transform employee ideas into veteran solutions. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs has contracted with startup organization FedTech to provide training to VA employees during FedTech's Innovation Boot Camp, November 19th through the 21st in Washington, D.C. So if you're a techie, you're looking to get in on innovation and maybe get through the VA, it might be worth you looking into that if you can still get on it. Time is short. Excuse me. This one here is one I'm interested in. VA and pet partners combine efforts to bring therapy animal services to more veterans. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs VA partnered with nonprofit organization Pet Partners in October to help improve quality of life, social engagement, and health of veterans by increasing access to animal-assisted activities, AAA, and animal-assisted therapy, AAT, services throughout the VA healthcare system. Excuse me. So I want to open that one because that's one I've got an interest in particularly. Because sometimes it doesn't have to be a service animal to be an effective service animal. Sometimes it just helps to have a fur ball to curl up with when you need to. Let's see. I read that part. Pet Partners and VA will train therapy animal teams, encourage VA medical facilities to establish the expand trained therapy animal visitation, and provide AAA and AAT programs to give patients connection, comfort, and joy that comes from spending time with animals. Some of you may know that I used to have a petting zoo, and we actually used to take our animals into nursing homes and different facilities, long-term care facilities, and it was a hit. People loved to squeeze the fur and and interact with the animals, so it was a good deal. Yeah, VA and hospice and all that. Emerging research recognizes the positive effects interactions with animals can have on patients, said VA Secretary Robert Wilkie. VA's work with pet partners provides unique resources to our veterans through animal-assisted activities and therapy. The partnership also provides veterans communities with volunteer opportunities to help integrate veterans and their families into pet partners' activities and events. A wide range of research and studies suggest that human-animal bond can lead to lower blood pressure, reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, lessened anxiety, pain, and loneliness. Time with therapy animals not only promotes physical and mental health, but also supports wellness across variables such as social interaction, rate of recovery, and personal motivation. So, could be a good deal. I know it's a good deal because like I said, we used to do it. I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna refresh this one more time. See this if I can get this chat activated. See if we got anything here. Yeah, it looks like I missed a whole bunch. Hello, DM. Cheshire Cat's here. Benny, welcome. Um, Darla, good to see you. God bless America and hang in Arizona. All right, I just got to let you know my chat is not scrolling, so the only way I could find that is by refreshing again. And, it's just one of those things. I had blood on my hands this morning. I searched myself, no wounds. I was petting my cat. He is a scrapper. Yep, that'll do it. So anyway, the pet deal could be a big deal. I'm a big advocate of pets in recovery. So that one I like. VA video series teaches veterans how to use new tools when filing disability claims online. The Department of Veterans Affairs is transforming the way veterans learn about and apply for benefits earned through a new video tutorial completed in October, highlighting the digital disability compensation benefits claim tool released earlier this year. They've still got backdated issues, and I'll get to that in a minute, but we got a interesting story that was sent to me by a California critic that I want to go over, but there is an issue with backlogs and still people fighting for claims, and it's a pain. Slate Rock, how you doing? Good to see you. VA Center for Women Veterans celebrates 25th anniversary. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs VA Center for Women Veterans commemorated 25 years of providing dedicated advocacy for America's women veterans, November 7th, at the VA headquarters in Washington, D.C. That's cool. Recognize the efforts. VA's Board of Veterans Appeals named finalist for Military Spouse Employment Award. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Board of Veterans Appeals was named a finalist October 30th for the 9th Annual U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation Hiring Our Heroes Awards and is a contender for the Military Spouse Employment and Mentoring Award. So a few awards going on. It's the right month for it. Veterans Month, basically. The president made the whole month the recognition of our veterans instead of just one day, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so again, my chat is not scrolling, so it's a computer. Computers are evil. I always go back and proof view these, and when I do so, I will see the chat. It's just it will not scroll for me right now, so I can't keep up with it, or can't do anything without refreshing it over and over again. And I don't think you guys need me blinking out every few seconds to try to catch up with that. A few things going on military.com. Let's see. It says, here is the Army's next big advertising campaign. You too, in the pink hair, you can be in the Army. Let's see. That's not what it really said. On Veterans Day, the U.S. Army will air the first chapter of What's Your Warrior, a new marketing campaign designed to show Generation Z that the service has a lot more jobs than those that focus on close quarter combat. Yeah, all you got to do is look into it. There's jobs for everything. There's support teams for every mission. So you just got to look into it. The new ads will focus on telling the stories of 5 soldiers serving in various military occupational specialties. One of the featured soldiers serves in the ground combat, but the other 4 are in science, medicine, signal, cyber, and airspace specialties. So, yeah, I mean, you gotta have a team behind every combat warrior. So there's jobs for everybody, even you in the pink hair. The approach is quite different from the Warriors Wanted campaign, which featured action-packed video footage of soldiers in 75th Ranger Regiment and other combat units training for different types of combat. I can't see that at all. Too dark. I'm looking right over the light, so you gotta hand it to me. Let's see. From the mystery hand, my wife is in the chat in case somebody has any questions, since I cannot get the chat to move. So if you want something specific, have a question for me, then fire it off to Lisa, and she will write it down and let me hear it or read it. Major General Frank Muth, that's M-U-T-H, not to be confused with a myth, head of Army Recruiting Command, said recently that Warriors Wanted doesn't resonate with young people in the 22 major cities the service identified last year as areas to focus on for its new recruiting strategy. Yeah, maybe they need baby Trump balloons, pink vagina hats, and whatever, but what the hell kind of a military would we get if that was the case? Anyway, so it says last year at this time, Warriors Wanted came out and everybody felt really good about it. But my recruiters told me in Chicago, New York, Boston, Milwaukee, Seattle, keep naming them, and all of those are in our 22. They don't resonate. Muth told an audience at the Association of the United States Army event, what you are going to see come out on Monday is going to resonate because it goes beyond somebody that's at the tip of the spear. Yeah, somebody has to be the feathers, because the tip of the spear won't fly straight without the feathers. So that's a good way to look at it. The new campaign will consist of 3 chapters and focus on soldiers, showcasing 150 MOSs the Army offers, Muth said. So it comes down to, what is your warrior? Because everybody has a warrior inside that they can relate to, their passion and their interest that relates to a MOS or a skill set that the Army provides. He said, we have talking points ready for every recruiter, all 10,000 of them, and they are going to go out there and inundate the high schools on a regular basis to get at what your warrior means. So it's all about trying to get young people to join our military, and unfortunately, the indoctrination that has been going on, the constant bashing by the Democrats of our military, the constant wars that are not allowed to end, it's making it very difficult for the military to get people to volunteer. All right, so excuse me. Tomorrow, that's an advertisement. Let me just close that. All right. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and veterans, you will be recognized for your service. And the following is a list of Veterans Day discounts at restaurants for 2019. Visit often, as the list is now being updated as new discounts come in. All of the discounts have been confirmed either through another commercial. I'm sorry, were you reading that? Let me throw this ad right in front of the text so you can take a break. All of the discounts have been confirmed either through press release or direct communication with the company. Check out all other discounts being offered this Veterans Day. Show full article Keep in mind that most businesses require proof of military service. What identification do you need to prove that you are a veteran? Click here for the following. Anyway, I think if you're a veteran, you know what you need. Not all franchises locations participate in their national chains, Veterans Day programs. Be sure to contact your nearest establishment to make sure they are participating. Make sure to visit military.com for more discounts and articles. Let's see, 2019 Veterans Day restaurant discounts. Is 7-Eleven a restaurant? Hey, get a Slurpee. 7-Eleven active duty retired veterans, guard, reservists, and family members get a free coffee or a big gulp on November 11th. I'm down. If it's coffee and it's free, I'm down. It's all about the dark stuff, man. 151 Coffee. Military personnel are invited to bring your family for free drinks on November 11th. I don't know what 151 Coffee is. We don't have that here in the Panhandle. So if you guys know what that is, go get your free drinks. 54th Street Grill. Veterans and active duty military get free entree up to $12 on November 11th. What is that? AHIPOKI. Hapoki? Never heard of it. Veterans and active duty military receive 50% off any bowl at the location across Arizona and California on November 11th. I will not be going there. That'd be too much of a drive. Another Broken Egg Cafe. Veterans and active duty service members can enjoy a free Patriot French toast combo and a coffee November 11th. See, it pays to serve your country. Applebee's. Veterans and active duty military receive a free meal from a special menu on November 11th. That would be the special menu that they use to discard food that is out of date. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably not the case. Army Air Force Exchange Services. The exchange will feature one-day only specials on November 11th, including free coffee for all shoppers, all at express and participating exchange restaurant locations. And Military Star cardholders will earn double points November 11th and additional discounts with their card. So that's cool. We got a few on this list. Aspen Greek Grill. Veterans and active duty military get a complimentary meal from the special menu from 11 a.m. till close on November 11th. Again, special menu, the one they use to get rid of outdated food. Just kidding again. Couldn't help myself. The Backyard Burger. November 11th, veterans get a free classic burger. Bagger Dave's. Sounds like a biker bar. Active, non-active, reservists, and retired personnel get a free Great American Cheeseburger and fries on November 11th. I actually had movement in my chat. Something happened. Must have been a disaster. Okay, well, maybe it was a glitch. I had one quick movement. Unfortunately, yeah, I can't. Okay, Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, it's probably on here. Texas Roadhouse is definitely one of them. They give you a steak dinner or steak lunch, and that's kind of cool. Let's see. Bagger Days. We got that. Baker's Square. Active duty military and veterans can enjoy a free meal on November 11th. Bandana's Barbecue. Eat free up to $10 on November 11th. Bar Louie. Veteran and active duty military personnel get free burger or flatbread up to a $15 value on November 11th. Beef O'Brady's. Veterans will be offered a free meal with purchase of equal or greater value up to $10. So you buy a meal, you get a meal. BB Pop. Asian Grill. Veterans and active duty military get free bowl on November 11th. May not be anything in it, but it's a free bowl nonetheless. BJ's Restaurant and Brew House. On November 11th, all current and former military members will dine and receive a free entree worth up to $14.95 plus a free Dr. Pepper beverage. So you can, in fact, be a pepper. Black Angus Steakhouse, veterans and active duty military get a Veterans Day plate for $9.99. Bob Evans, nice restaurant. VA and active duty military personnel receive a free meal from select menu on November 11th. There's actually a whole bunch of these, and if I keep going, I'm going to read probably for the next hour and a half. So, what you need to do is you need to go to military.com and you need to look up the 2019 Veterans Day free meals and restaurant deals and discounts. And it is an extensive list this year because apparently they're getting more and more people want to make a little something off the veterans and show a little support at the same time. So anyway, that is the discounts. Please take a look at them. Now, here's where President Trump will be spending Veterans Day. It will be very likely in New York. Here's where President Trump will spend Veterans Day. President Donald Trump will not be attending the traditional wreath-laying ceremonies at the Arlington National Cemetery on Veterans Day. Instead, he'll speak at the start of the Veterans Day Parade in New York City, billed as the nation's largest. It is the 100th anniversary of the Veterans Day Parade in New York City, and he will be the only and first president to attend said parade. President Trump loves his military. So whatever people can say negative, they can't say that he doesn't care about our military. They can say the Democrats don't, which is absolutely true, but they're not going to get away with saying that the president doesn't care about it. History bee, hey there, good to see you. Anyway, on Wednesday, the United Veterans War Council, which organizes the annual marathon parade, announced that Trump would be at the kickoff of the event with other honorees in Madison Square Park off Fifth Avenue. The White House later confirmed that Trump would be, it's President Trump. I get tired of this. They don't put a title on it. I mean, it's everything, even when you're trying to get decent information out, they want to, Trump. His name actually has a title. It's President Trump. The White House later confirmed that President Trump would be going to the parade. The New York City tradition began 100 years ago with a huge ticker tape parade for returning troops from World War I. Many of the marchers this year will be dressed as doughboys. That's kind of cool. All right, so we know that the president will be attending the parade, and we know that there will be idiots that will also be attending the parade to make sure that they continue their efforts to look like idiots. So, let's see. Amazon Prime announces big military discounts for Veterans Day. So I guess if you deal with Amazon, that would be your option. Let's see. Another railroaded military guy, Green Beret's war zone murder trial delayed until next year. Military campaigns and rules of engagement are in desperate need of repair, because the example would be if you shoot somebody, then you're defending your country, but if somebody gets mad at you for something, then when you shoot that same person, that's murder under the rules of engagement. So same kind of thing goes on in other areas like lobbying. If you're lobbying an elected official and they like the money that you're giving to them, then they pat you on the back and shake your hand and say, screw you very much. If they don't like the money you're offering and they feel like they can get more, they say, I can't believe that man tried to bribe me. And then he goes to prison. So it's all in perspective. It's all in uh, the way that it's perceived by the person that has the vendetta. The Army is thinking about giving SOF PSYOP soldiers a distinctive new beret. So, yeah, everybody gets a beret. You get a beret. You get a beret. We all want a beret. Veterans struggle to find the right fit in tight job market. Well, unfortunately, when the jobs are becoming available, it's hard to get everybody into one. Ashley, good to see you. I'm actually getting a little motion in my chat. It's really weird. About every 5 minutes or so, I get a little 1 or 2 person jump. A new bill would protect military veterans' family members from deportation. Yeah, something's got to give on that because it's one thing to be a border jumper and get in here and want everything for free. It's an entirely different situation when you come into the country and you swear an oath to defend this country with the understanding that, that will lead to your citizenship. And for a military person to be threatened with deportation after they make that kind of commitment is absolutely pathetic. They are not border jumpers and they are not looking for a free ride. They're looking to guarantee the freedom of the people that they're willing to defend. So that's where I am on that. Yeah, the Coast Guard suspended their search for the airmen who fell from the plane over the Gulf of Mexico. That was a sad story. God bless them. Maybe rest in peace. It kind of sucks. Let's see. All right, so that's pretty much it on military.com issues. So where are we at? We are at 30 minutes. We've already killed off doing all that. You can pay my emoji for my cold dead hands. Yes, by all means. Yep. It's just more games. We just have to be ready for them. 12B Georgia, I hope you're being pleasantly offended today. If not, then I might have a story for you coming up, but we'll see. All right, the following is an overview of key components and the schedule for the 2019 New York City Veterans Day Parade and related activities. We also invite you to apply, contribute, and volunteer. If you're not already done it, you're probably late. B. Fowler, how you doing? Vince Dunn, good to see you. I know I've missed some people because my chat has been seized up, but I'm, group wave, so please don't be offended if I have not called you out directly. It's not my fault. All right, the theme this year for the parade. This year's parade commemorates the centennial of the Veterans Day, formerly Armistice Day of 1919 through 2019. At 11 a.m. on November 11th, 1918, the guns of World War I fell silent. As the armistice ended, the fighting took hold. 1 year later, in 1919, communities around the world marked the first anniversary of the armistice with reflective and commemorative events. The New York City observation included a parade on Fifth Avenue. After World War II, the Armistice Day became Veterans Day, honoring those of all eras. This year marks 100th observation of this day. Happy damn birthday to you. The United States Marine Corps is the year's featured military branch. As always, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard will also be represented. Where's the Space Force? All right. Grand Marshal and Honorary Marshal. We will be announcing the Grand Marshal and Honorary Leadership this spring. Stay tuned for more updates. Okay, so I missed that one. Participating groups featured over 300 marching elements and an estimated 20 to 30 participants, including veterans of all eras, military units, civic and youth groups, including junior ROTC, businesses, and top high school marching bands from across America. Floats and military and vintage vehicles and other special elements add to the excitement, which is viewed by hundreds of thousands of spectators. Um, it is possible, if I can find a good source, then I may simulcast the parade tomorrow. I cannot make any promises. Lynn, if you're hungry, please go eat. Don't starve yourself on my account. Excuse me. The cough is still holding on, but maybe I'm helping it. Anyway, date and time. The parade will occur on Monday, November 11th, Veterans Day, rain or shine. This year, the parade will start at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. At the conclusion of the opening ceremony, and concludes around 3:30 p.m. It will be immediately preceded by a youth tribute march that will start at 11:05 a.m. The route. We don't need to worry about the route. It's going to be in New York. Opening ceremony. The parade is preceded by our traditional opening ceremony inside Madison Square Park, 24th Street and 5th Avenue. The ceremony begins at 11 a.m. and begins with a moment of silence, commemorate the precise moment of the armistice that ended World War I, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The ceremony ends just before 12 noon with the laying of the wreath at the Eternal Light Monument. Limited seating is available at the opening ceremony, with preference given to our disabled and elderly veterans. All right. And that's here in Arizona. Feed homeless veterans every day. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Ken Wayberg, welcome. Viewing the parade, spectators, especially family and friends of participants, are encouraged to gather to show their support along the parade route. Anyway, so a little information about tomorrow's event. It is the 100th anniversary, so you definitely want to be a part of it. Like I said, if things work out and I can stream it somehow tomorrow, I will try and do that. Got to get up and get out and back pretty early, though. We'll see what we can do. All right. Now, with all that being said about the parade and about our veterans and everything, I want to bring up a subject that I have a little bit of an issue with, and that is not an advertisement. Unbelievable. I'm sorry. Did you want this ad instead? How about this one? How about this one? How about this one? How about this one? We'll put another one up. How about this one? You like this one? Hey, we got another product. Okay. So anyway, this Army Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, and this is the one that's decided he wants to testify against Donald Trump, and the one that they parade in his dress blue uniform and got all his medals shined up, and never wears his uniform except for when he's trying to make a public statement that, oh, look at me, I'm an honorable military veteran or soldier, and I'm going to testify against our president. Well, as far as I'm concerned, he's a piece of crap. This idea, just like that little 16-year-old kid that needs a good switch smack on the ass telling us that we should be damned because we're living in this world and we're taking away her chance to survive because her parents chose to indoctrinate her and make her believe that the world is going to end and that we are responsible for it, even though the carbon that they claim is so dangerous is what makes the earth green. Anyway, different subject. But this idea that you cannot insult a military soldier because they're in uniform and they're decorated and all this other, Well, when you turn on your country after you've sworn an oath to your Constitution, it's called a traitor. And as far as I'm concerned, he is nothing more than a piece of garbage that disgraces the uniform that he wears. And I would tell that man to his face without hesitation that he is a traitor's pig. So, this idea you can't go after somebody because they are a decorated soldier, well, that's crap. I served honorably and I would do it again. And I would never turn on my commander in chief, even if I didn't like him. That is my business and nobody else's. It's called military. You respect the uniform, you respect the position. And to turn on your commander in chief and to turn on your nation after you've sworn an oath to protect it, then yes, absolute garbage. So that's what I got to say about Lieutenant Colonel Littman. I mean, he couldn't even get a full bird out of it. So I guess he's just whatever. But that's what I got to say about that. He is useless. I have no respect for him whatsoever. So, was that too harsh? Or was it not harsh enough? Maybe I need to put a little more emphasis into it. I don't want him to think for any second that I have any respect for him. I wouldn't want to come across as being a liar. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just looking through here to see if there's any particular headlines that are significant. One thing I will say, let's see. General Miley says U.S. will leave about 600 troops in northeastern Syria to prevent ISIS resurgence. Easy for me to say. Just got to spit it out sometimes. So we're going to have 600 troops still in Syria. So again, we're still not getting them out. But as long as they've got a real mission and they're allowed to do their job, then I would say whatever, go for it. But this idea that we're not even supposed to be there. I mean, we have nothing to do with Syria. The only reason we're there is because we were babysitting the ISIS that was created by the Obama administration, and protecting their pets, like John McStain when he went over there a few times to go after them or to go socialize with them. But yeah, these are the people we're supposed to have respect for. Let's see. Nikki Haley claims that Tillerson Kelly tried to recruit her to save the country by undermining President Trump. These people need to be arrested. Adam Schiff has basically made it clear that he's not going to participate in his little part. He needs to be brought before the House, and he needs to be questioned. And he's just said, no, we're not going to be doing that. And we're not going to be looking into Biden and his son. So the thing is absolutely rogue. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to look and see if anything has actually happened in my chat. No, we're talking food. That's cruel and unusual punishment when I'm sitting here and I'm waiting until I get done with all of this to be eating, so I'm not rubbing it in. I should have a bowl of food and be drooling in it, and that'd be good payback. So yeah, well, spam. Okay. All right. So a couple of more things I wanted to bring up. One thing I'm particularly happy about is something that President Trump put together. It says the POW MIA flag to fly at federal sites year-round. I think that's a very good thing. Previously, the iconic flag was required to be raised only a few times each year. So now it's going to be flying with the American flag, which it should. The POW MIAs that are, were part of our history and, are gone. They need to be recognized every day of the year because their sacrifice is the most significant of any. Let's see. Let's see. Chairman hopes partisan division won't overwhelm VA policy work. Oh, okay. Yeah. If the veterans ever realized and woke up to the fact that the Democrats absolutely hate the military, they wouldn't have any more support. But it mind blows me to know there are so many people, so many veterans that are, oh, I'm a Democrat. Well, it's amazing because they hate you. Although they hate everybody too. They hate blacks until they vote. So every 4 years, they're going to love you and hug you and squeeze you to pieces until you give them the vote, and then they're going to say piss on you, get back in your burrows and, live in squalor and come back and see us in 4 years. But they're waking up to that. So let's see. Check out the Veterans Day deals on Amazon Prime. No, thank you. New research shows nerve injections are effective for treating PTSD symptoms. Now, that's interesting. Let me open that one. We'll see what we can get out of it. Again, my chat is down. New research shows nerve injections are effective for treating PTSD symptoms. New research has bolstered the argument that the century-old pain management techniques is effective for treating post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, acupuncture has been used for so many years. It's got to work if it's been around that long. Results of a clinical trial published online Wednesday by JAMA Psychiatry show that a satellite ganglion block, or SGB, injection reduces PTSD symptoms at roughly twice the rate of placebo, resulting in a noticeable improvement for those who receive them. Interesting. The study of 108 active duty military personnel is the largest to date to test the treatment, which involves injecting a mild anesthetic in this case, ropivacaine into a bundle of nerves in the neck that serve the neck, head, arms, and upper chest. What price will people in this country sell their freedom? Sell out our blood that's spilled so we can live so comfortably? That's a good question, Kevin Morfan. My freedom isn't for sale, so I've already made my choice that I would still die for my freedom because I will not live in slavery. So anyway, this is a good deal. The showing a positive reaction to the nerve blockers. Maybe something good will come out of it. But anyhow, that's really everything I've got. You know what? It's not all I've got. I almost forgot. The story that was given to me by California Critic. Let me see here, because this kind of goes to the veterans that are fighting for their disability ratings. Washington Next Star. A group of retired Navy veterans are in Washington, D.C. fighting against the government they spent years protecting. Mike Fentis, the Blue Water Navy National Vice Commander, said he has terrible heart disease, diabetes, and kidney issues. He said that he suffers from exposure to Agent Orange after 2 tours of duty off the coast of Vietnam. He said he's been fighting for benefits for 7 years and most recently faced a stay on claims placed with the Veterans Affairs Administration. Commander John Wells, the Blue Water Navy legal counsel, said these veterans had traveled to D.C., most of them at their own expense, to show their support for what we're trying to do. On Friday, Wells represented the Blue Water Navy veterans in their attempt to lift the stay immediately instead of waiting until January 1st. Since it began in July, at least 10 of Wells' colleagues have died without receiving the help they needed. We spoke with Veteran Affairs Secretary Robert Wilkie, and he said they will be here New Year's Day ready to process these claims. So they're not going to try to change it before January 1st. VA Secretary Wilkie told us we've already got the backlog in tow in terms of those appeals and claims that are ready to go, but we are open for business on January 1st. The protests, they'll go on, but we're ready. We're following the law. Well, not everybody in D.C. is following any laws. Inside the hearing, a panel of judges told veterans that waiting for the January 1st deadline is likely their fastest option, but also ordered the VA not to ask for additional delays. Veterans remain skeptical. They know they should start processing these claims immediately. They say with Veterans Day around the corner, it would be the perfect day to lift the stays. So, a big complaint with the VA is that it takes an enormous amount of time to get a decision on the disability rating. Excuse me, even though you are fully disabled, you have significant limitations, and you still have to deal with all of their garbage. So they got a long ways to go. Anyway, so that's, yeah, I'll take some, please. That's one of those things. Conservative Patriot, good to see you. Like I said, if I haven't said hey to everybody directly, it's because my chat did not work most of this show. Occasionally it jumps up a few lines, but otherwise it was stationary. And I will be proof viewing this, so I'll be checking my chat. If you guys have anything, then I would be addressing it perhaps next week. As far as the show goes, that's pretty much all I got. I hope I gave some decent information. Make sure you get over there to military.com. It is the list of the restaurants and the places that will be offering discounts for the veterans. Take advantage of it. Don't be ashamed of being a veteran and asking for something free. You're entitled, and if they're willing to give it, there should be no shame in being willing to accept it. So, with that being said, I want to thank all of my mods. You guys rock. You keep the joint together. You keep everything moving smoothly. I appreciate you. Thank you to all of the people that are hanging out with me. And I'm pretty sure that next week we'll have Belinda back. You all give her a few prayers if you don't mind. Let's get her healed up. Because whatever that illness is that's sneaking along the northern coast of Florida, it really sucks. So you want to get over it as quick as possible. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all coming and stay in the fight.